Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being with us.
Among distinguished guests this morning, including Magellan T Bear, but also the team that landed that United flight, I am joined by Captain Joe Rozic, who landed that plane this morning, along with the assistance of First Officer Marc Theodore. And welcome, gentlemen. How was it this morning? It must have been very exciting for you.
Well, it truly was. It was a thrill and just exciting to be part of this historic event.
I want to know how you get chosen to land that first one. You must have done something right with United Airlines along the way.
Well, I have to say that everybody has asked me that question this morning, and really, it was a windfall. It just came by, and I happened to be qualified in the 737-500 that they put on the route, and I said, you bet, as soon as I was asked.
And it was Transportation Secretary Federico Pena who welcomed you today. Describe that moment of landing this morning.
Well, it was. I knew it was a different voice, and I had heard that maybe Mr. Secretary would be welcoming us to Denver, and as soon as we heard it, it was part of history. You know, it's a new chapter in aviation, and delighted to be part of it.
Very exciting, and of course, Magellan T Bear was part of it. Magellan T Bear probably has more frequent flyer mileage than you do, I would say.
It probably does, yes, it does.
You are friends with some folks at the school.
At Elk Creek Elementary School.
In Pine, Colorado. Tell us how Magellan got on board. He always managed to sneak on board, doesn't he?
Well, he got on board in the suitcase. No, we have friends up there, and we try to promote geography knowledge with the children, and so this was just another event that we could draw their interest to with the Bear, by having the Bear attend.
And how about for you, the honor this morning of being the first officer on that flight?
It was even more of an honor because Joe was gracious enough to give me the landing.
Is that right? Describe that for us.
Well, I would like to say it was just another flight, but yeah, I was nervous, but it went quite well. Everything went as scheduled, and it was actually exciting to bring the plane down here.
I bet it was, and we want to mention that DIA, of course, they're landing strictly by computers, we understand. How did that go with the weather and so forth today?
Just as advertised. We couldn't hope for any more, and one thing I would like to mention, once we broke out underneath the clouds, you really could get a visual cue of how great this airport really is going to be. You look over to the right, a mile away, another airplane could have been landing right beside us. Over to the left is another runway. Another airplane could have been landing, and on a morning like this morning at Stapleton, we would have been landing single file, one at a time instead of three at a time. And my feeling really is it's not going to be very long before the pilots and the passengers and the employees that work at the new Denver airport is going to come to recognize it as the finest and the safest airport in the world.
Now, of course, you pulled up to the gate and they said, all right, put it in reverse. Tell us what happened.
Well, of course, I was a little chagrined when I noticed the jetway was not moving. It didn't move a fraction of an inch, and we just assumed it was frozen up. And we called our ramp tower, and they said, we'll just move you over to the gate next door.
All right. Well, some of the glitches.
A final segment of 1474 this morning, a little extra for the dollar.
But you did your part, sir.
Sure.
All right. Well, gentlemen, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
These two have certainly made their place in history, as has Magellan T Bear. And back to the set.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Ann.
Okay.